Now that we have finished going through the course content, let us look briefly through the sections that we covered. We looked at how the economy around us is becoming increasingly digital. If digital is not part of your strategy, your business will not survive. We then looked at the SMAC stack and why it is important to understand the SMAC before we attempt to understand Internet of Things. We then tried to understand IoT a little more than we know. What is the role of sensors? What are the different predictions around IoT? What are the different use cases, the business models, the value chain, and so on. We then looked at the solution stack that we need to have if we want to build IoT solutions. We looked at some industries in specific: healthcare, retail, agriculture, home automation, and automobiles, and how IoT is impacting these industries. We then looked at the challenges, opportunities, and the future of IoT. We have covered all this in our course, the foundational course in Internet of Things. Let us now look at some of the key takeaways from this course. What are the important things that you should remember from this course? First and foremost, if we want to understand IoT, understanding the SMAC is a prerequisite and an important prerequisite. If you do not understand the SMAC and its relevance, your understanding of IoT will not be complete. Thus, the SMAC stack is an important prerequisite to understanding IoT. The second key takeaway is that when designing IoT and you're choosing sensors, you should choose sensors that can sense and communicate, because these two are the key roles of a sensor. A sensor should be able to sense as well as it should be able to communicate well the data that has been captured. When we deal with IoT, we get informed products, we get informed people, we get informed processes, and we get informed infrastructure. The point to note here is that with IoT, the data that we generate creates insight. The data is converted into information and information into insights. Thus, everything around us becomes more informed. The fourth takeaway is that because of IoT, we now have different business models. Data as a service, with data generated by sensors, is important. Product as a service, where the product is no longer offered as a product but as a service, and process as a service. The next key takeaway is the value chain. If you are going to be designing IoT solution, you have to understand who are the different players in the IoT value chain. What is their role? What is their potential? What would happen to you if you played one of the roles in the value chain? It's very important to understand the entire IoT value chain. The next key takeaway is that when you're building IoT solutions can be purely monitoring solutions or monitoring and control solutions. A monitoring solution works with sensors, whereas if it is a controlling solution, you also need actuators. Next key takeaway is the solution stack, wherein you have objects, sensors and actuators, controllers, communication protocols, data aggregators, and the SMAC stack. You will have to go layer by layer to build a complete IoT solution. And finally, if you are interested in some hands-on, you can create use cases with sensors around any object. For example, we took a car and we tried to make it a connected car using 4 sensors. These were the key takeaways from the course. This is a foundational course in Internet of Things. In this course, we have not gone into the depths of understanding IoT from an implementation perspective. I have introduced to you the Arduino and the Raspberry Pi, but I have not taken you through the implementation process. I have introduced the various protocols, but I have not explained the protocols in detail and when and how they are used. All of these and more will be covered in depth in the intermediate course on Internet of Things. I look forward to seeing you in that course.